Seven, do you have supplies in that one?
Oh, mother.
Right
shit.
side, northeast. Get out of here. Northeast.
Overpen, we're good.
Oh,
We're
mother.
good, we're good.
Is it a spandrel?
missed.
It's a spandrel, isn't it?
Turn left,
Yes,
turn
keep
left,
rolling,
turn
keep
left. There you go.
No,
there
it's
you
a
go.
BMP.
You ain't gonna hit
Oh
it.
my fuck. No, it's a spandrel.
It's a
There's
spandrel.
nothing that
It's a
shoots that
spandrel.
fast.
That's a BMP that's hitting us.
Yeah, go left, keep going.
Yeah, we're clear, guys.
Holy
we're clear,
Good
shit.
dodge, good job.
There's a spandrel
Yeah,
that just
fuck
can
that.
launch 5
That
missiles
fob
at
that
us.
Five placed? Yeah, we can't go
in the,
anywhere near
north.
that fucking thing.
Hello everyone, so today's video is going to be talking about the two important additions to A16. Now in Squad, if you have not tested it out already, this A16 pre-alpha branch is on the public testing server, so if you want to check it out, you can download it and play it. Just a heads up that this is early access and a couple things might get added, changed, or removed before this gets to the public branch. But anyways, guys, so we're going to be talking about the two main additions in Alpha 16, which is the new Mutaha map as well as the helicopters. So as far as the helicopters go, they have the MI8 and they have the Blackhawk. Both are pretty identical. The MI8 is a little bit more sluggish, but it holds more supplies and I think more troops as well, whereas the Blackhawk is a little bit more maneuverable, but of course it doesn't carry as many supplies. So pretty balanced as far as the Russian versus the US helicopters, I think. And then the new map is actually pretty amazing. Mutaha is kind of this urban Middle Eastern environment. Feels a lot like what Fallujah will eventually feel like, and what I love about it is the scale of it. It's like the perfect size, and then they also have a whole bunch of new assets, building assets and just environment assets, which makes the map feel like really new because a lot of the buildings are not being reused. So I'm really hoping that they take some of these assets that are in Mutaha and move them over to the older maps just to kind of give them a rework and make them feel more fresh. So that's what I'm hoping for. The new map is amazing. I'll leave some gameplay up here for you now. This is from the last couple of days. And then, of course, the helicopter gameplay. We're just flying Helo and Cass and Recon on Yehorivka. So a lot of cool stuff going on in this video. But yeah, so moving on from the map, just because that's mainly what I have to say about that. You have to kind of experience it for yourself. My thoughts on the helicopters. Now, the flight model, the most important part of the helicopter, it feels okay. It definitely has a couple issues. For sure, it's not perfect. The main issue that I notice is that it gets really slippery when you're at 0 or 100% collective. Especially notice this when you're trying to land. Things get really out of control really fast, and even when you're landed at 0% collective, you still are sliding all over the place. So I don't know when they're going to fix this. I really hope they do. But that's like my major complaint with the helicopters, is that it just feels really slippery at 100 and 0, which is really awkward. And that's mostly only when you're trying to land. The next thing I have to note is that it does feel a little sluggish on the banking, and I noticed that like right off the bat, but then I adjusted my sensitivity to like 3.5 times my normal sensitivity, and it completely fixed that. So that's a fixable kind of change that you can do to address that issue. So the flight model, once again, it's a little weird. There's something that doesn't make sense. There's something about it that feels off, but once you get used to it, you can fly, however you would be able to fly in the helicopter mod. In addition to the flight model, this is also going to change Squad a ton. Just having that mobility and the potential to place fobs and habs down in different locations really rapidly is going to open up the map a ton, and it's going to lead the way for like a whole bunch of different strategies. One of the things I'm kind of concerned with right off the bat is like teams rushing into a high position with a helicopter and dropping a tow and just filling it with ammo. I think that we're going to see a lot of tow and coordinates and just ATGMs all over the place, and it's going to be really weird dealing with these things because there's no cap on how many fobs or ATGMs you can have. There's just a radius block. So I don't know if that's going to become an issue, but definitely on a map like Kohat or Yehorivka, I can see that becoming a major issue. It's just a whole bunch of fobs spread out with a whole bunch of ATGMs. Another thing is just the amount of vehicle clutter. There's so many vehicles now. Some of these maps have 2 Helos and 2 tanks and a Bradley and a Striker and then MRAPs and Logis. The issues that I've been seeing mainly when I play V16 is that half the platoon at least is in a vehicle. So that means that like you have 2 infantry squads, but everyone else is in a vehicle or flying around or manning a gun. There's too many vehicles. I've been saying this for like 2 patches now. I don't know what OWI is thinking, honestly. There's just too many vehicles. If squad is supposed to be an infantry focused game, which I truly believe at its core it should be, because that's where the most fun is had, everything needs to be made to support the infantry. What I'm seeing now is a very dangerous, very uncomfortable change to vehicle combat. I don't want to see like a whole bunch of vehicles going up against each other. Like, that'd be cool for a couple of armored only maps, like how Postscriptum has like armored only game mode where it's tanks versus tanks, but I don't want to see that in every match where there's just armor versus armor, and it's absurd how much armor is on some of these maps. I think it's absolutely ridiculous, just the amount of vehicle creep that's been happening in the past couple of maps. Ideally, in my mind, like my ideal scenario, there would be 1 helicopter, 1 main battle tank, 1 IFV, and then maybe a couple strikers or MRAPs. So that's it. But some of these maps have multiple IFVs, multiple tanks, and multiple helicopters, and there's just not enough players to man and crew and play the objectives. I truly think that that's going to be an issue if they don't reel back on that real fast. Another issue that I have with the helicopters is that there's no claiming system. Basically, it's just a mad dash, whoever gets to it first, and that's like really, really bad for platoon organization, and I foresee that being a huge, huge problem on release when these become public on the official branch. Right now, there's not too many people playing on the public test server, so it's kind of controlled-ish because people can kind of get used to who's flying and who's not. But the thing is, like, once this hits public servers and it goes live, everyone and their mother is going to try to get into an helo, and you're just going to have a whole bunch of pilot squads waiting to get in the helo. And I don't think that's going to die down that fast. I think that's going to be the norm for a good while, and that's going to turn off a lot of players. What we've done on the squad ops side of things is we've made a server rule that limits helicopters to the first couple of squads that make it, so there's not that mad dash. That's pretty much the only counter to this rush that we're going to see is server or admin enforcement for helicopter assets. Otherwise, goddamn, it's just going to be a mess once you get in. So if you're trying to get a helo, I'd say just try to practice in the testing range. Please, for the love of God, don't use public servers to test your flying. Use the training range. You can very easily hop in a helicopter and learn everything you need to there. Don't ruin a game by trying to learn how to fly a helicopter in a live public match. That's just no good for anyone. You're probably going to get kicked off the server, and it's going to be a nightmare. So those are the 2 main concerns I have with the helicopters, is that it's just way too many vehicles, and there's just not any control over who can get the helo. It's just a mad dash. People wait at main. It's just chaos. I don't know why OWI didn't decide to have like a separate pilot squad or something like that. I don't know. Aside from the 2 bad things that I have here, though, flying helicopters the past couple of days has been an absolute just blast. Like opening up the map, being able to do recon, even light cast, even though that's not what these birds are intended to do, has been a ton of fun. I think the most valuable thing, of course, is being able to recon. You can see habs from so far away now with the helicopter. It's kind of concerning, especially when you think about the potential of mixing the recon helicopters with fire bases and just mortaring down habs. It's going to change gameplay a ton. Like, the whole meta is going to switch a lot, I feel, in the next couple of weeks after the release of helicopters, because it's just going to be insanity. Like, these helicopters are such a force multiplier. Being able to see everything, being able to get to certain places on time. The only concern is, like, they're kind of easy to shoot down simply because of how many emplacements you can put on these fobs, right? You can put multiple toes in multiple directions, and there's so many vehicles, like that vehicle creep. When you're flying, you got to worry about tanks, you got to worry about IFVs, you got to worry about Bradleys. You got so much to worry about when you're flying. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's really chaotic right now. That's my first impressions, is that it's going to take a while until not only people learn how to fly, but how people learn how to use helicopters in the context of squad, right? How to use them and how to counter them. So it's going to be pretty interesting. This is going to be pretty much like a new version of squad, like a complete like rework of squad and how it's played, simply because that is how game-changing helicopters are going to be. So if you're looking to pick up squad and get into squad, I highly recommend doing it either now or immediately after you get helicopters released. If you want to pick up a key, you can go to karmakut.com and support the channel at the same time, or buy it off Steam, whatever. But helicopters are literally going to change the game. And if you haven't played squad in a while, now is a good time to start coming back. Check out the public test server and just see what's going on, because I really do believe that squad is this is gonna be the next level for it. There's not really anything after helicopters that I'm too excited for. Commander role is kind of cool. But I don't think that there's going to be anything that is as game-changing and is as interesting as the helicopters. So we'll see if they decide to add A-10s and all this other stuff in. I don't really think they're going to be anything besides the Collins. And then I don't know if we're going to actually get attack helicopters, just because, like, when we played the mod and we had the Apache and the Alligator, like, those things with the thermals and with the ATGMs and with the rockets and the cannons, it was just so overpowered. So maybe OWI will introduce, like, man pads or some kind of locking system to take out the helicopters. That'd be cool if we could get flares as well. But it's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be chaos. Helicopters is gonna be an awesome release, so don't miss it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be terrible. Find you a good server and have some fun with it. But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you want to join me until helicopters release, I will be playing on the Squad Ops Helicopter A16 server on the public testing branch, so you can join me over there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll leave you guys with the rest of this Yeeho video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Alright, we can drop from here if you want to hold for a second, and we can do it quick. Just, yeah, hold for a second. Dropping. Dropping instruction. Alright.
We're out.
Good to go.
Oof.
That was a
We're
scary
fives
noise.
out. There's a lot of enemies, so
Yeah,
we're
we'll
fives
go
out.
spend some ammo cans and then head back and
Yeah, let's do that.
do that shit.
Enemy helicopter. Right on us. Just flew right over.
I heard it. We don't have any armor rolling around. That's the issue. Alright, left gun, look alive. You got guys running along the street. Right to left. Run along the street right now.
Yep, on the smoke. On the smoke. Right side of the road. On the striker. On the striker. On the striker. Yeah, good shots. In the compound. Yep.
Get on the net. Let these guys know they got enemies pushing
Hey,
towards the striker on the
you
smokes.
got infantry pushing you right now.
Oh, small farmhouse. White farmhouse.
Small farmhouse.
Yeah. We need to wave off. Let him reload.
Reloading.
Where from?
Just out
Okay.
of-
I don't know. I was just doing an orbit and I saw infantry near you. Over.
Oh,
that was
just
a
like an
rock.
RPG.
Dodge us. Yeah. That was not good.
Did we get hit?
High left again.
No, I passed us.
Alright, I need you
Yeah,
to push hard
that
right
pink
because we got a
farmhouse.
helicopter on our ass.
Pink
Hard
farmhouse,
left,
right
hard
off the left right now.
No, we got a helicopter on our ass.
Hold up. Elo 1,
Helicopter
this is
behind.
Elo 2. I got a fucking MIA behind me. Over.
Copy that. We're gonna help out.
30 mil somewhere out there too.
East
If you can
northeast.
see where the striker's boarded, Saloon.
On the road, near the smoke.
Uh-oh,
You see him?
uh-oh. Yep, enemies in the open on the road.
Good hits. Good hit.
In the open, left side, right here, right below us, left side. Oh,
Left side
fuck.
again, yeah.
I don't know. I can't give you the angle. Hey, you're at 30. We're dipping.
Uh-oh. I'm hit.
Yeah, we're bleeding again.
We're RTV.
Engine's damaged.
We're okay.
7, do you have supplies in that one?
Oh, motherfuck.
Right
shit.
side, northeast. Get out of here. Northeast.
Overhead, we're good.
Oh,
We're good, we're good.
motherfuck. Is it a spandrel?
missed.
It's a spandrel, isn't
Turn
it?
left.
Yes,
turn
keep
left.
rolling,
turn
keep
left. There you go.
No,
there
it's
you
a
go.
BMP.
You ain't gonna hit
Oh
him.
my fuck. No, it's a spandrel.
It's a
There's
spandrel.
nothing that
It's a
shoots that
spandrel.
fast.
That's a BMP that's hitting us.
Yeah, go left, keep going.
Yeah, we're clear, guys.
Holy
we're clear,
shit.
Good dodge, good job.
There's a spandrel
Yeah,
that just
fuck
fucking
that.
launched 5
That
missiles
fob
at
that
us.
five placed? Yeah, we can't go
In the,
anywhere near that
north.
fucking thing.
We're fine. Hey,
Yeah, it's
3 lead,
fine.
3 lead. Go
Fuck
ahead
them,
and
we'll
drop
come
a
back and give them
hab.
more.
Get ready to
Come
drop a
back
hab. I'm coming right now.
It's not like we're in a vehicle that
We're
can
gonna
go
need
200
someone
miles
ready
an
to
hour.
leapfrog.
Yeah. I got you. I'll pick him up, but just get this hab down. Over.
I would talk to 3 first, because that
I did.
spandrel's still around.
I think we have a lull here on West Mog.
Oh, great. This landing zone looks like shit. We're in it though. Perfect. Yeah, yeah.
Are we tapping
Watch your left, your right.
the next point? Oh, we are. Shit. Does anyone want an airlift off
A little
of
bit more to the
Moglio,
left, and we're
towards bunkers?
Yes. Yes, please. Let's go ahead and get that arranged.
He's coming to us. He's coming.
Radius down.
I'm on my way to come pick
Alright,
you up if you
drop
can go
it.
get in a field.
Get your
Possible.
Hover.
Okay.
Dropping halfway.
When do we go down there?
Cameras out.
Squad lead.
All right, let's go.
All right, there you go,
Good
boy.
to go, good to go.
Yeah, 5 and 4. All squads on West Mog. Let's get to the mark southeast.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
sure.
my life.
Taking a 30 mil.
I see it.
Patchy,
Patchy, I'm taking 30 mil fire from the south.
We're okay.
He's
Keep
close.
this vector. We're good. Hull and engine are done. We need the RTB.
I see the trench.
Enemy 30 Mike is on the position north of West
Yeah,
Mog.
just gotta nuzzle us in there.
Approximately
Perfect.
marked now.
I see a hip high right. He's going southeast right.
We gotta get a little bit lower than this, I think, if we want to be safe.
I'm getting us in the trench right now.
Yeah, just right at the treetops is good.
Enemy 30 BTR. 30.
Yeah, see, we're perfect.
Oh,
Taking
what is
shots.
that?
Light
What is
pine
that?
arms.
30
Right in
Mike
front of him,
BTR
right
is
side.
marked north of
Right.
West Mog.
Right side.
Get ready, we're gonna hover.
Left side, it felt.
Dropping.
Copy. We're looking.
I'll put her down. Go.
Can't drop too
We're marking
fast.
BTR
we're good,
now.
we're good. We're just dropping.
Oh shit, I'm
Here,
out.
it's
Oh,
moving
we're
north.
hit. We're hit. Hole is gone.
It was a
We gotta get the
grenade.
fuck out of here.
That was a grenade, wasn't it?
No, it's
That
an
was
RPG.
HAT.
It's
I've got
infantry.
mortars online.
Oh,
ready for
has-
copy. I'm gonna
oh,
start
man.
firing.
Hull is completely fucked.
We're out.
I'm bleeding.
3 lead, I dropped your supplies.
Oh shit. We got everything out though. Watch out.
Bunch of marks up here.
I'm
Left
watching.
gun.
Hey, 3, how's it looking
Oh
for
shit,
that
can we get
assault
hit by
over
a
there?
mortar in midair?
Yep,
Is that
contact.
possible?
No, it's not.
Are you mortaring this location?
Oh, there they go.
Yes.
Dude, I got one! I got
You are
one!
killing the striker.
Hell yeah.
Suck on this, motherfucker! Woo! How you like them apples, motherfucker?
3, how's it looking over there?
Enemy
That
fob
mortar just killed somebody.
Roger that. I'm
Careful, we
marked.
got an MRAP.
Is that more accurate? Hill.
I just engaged an enemy fob on the fucking observe. Bring us back around. Bring us back around. I'm on the observe mark.
Is that a mortar accurate mark?
Left gun, get ready. Ready. Keep him on left gun, because right gun's...
Squad 5 is coming in to assist with that enemy fob
Yeah,
over
dude,
there.
that's a fob, bro. That's legit.
Does that
Oh.
have that crappie accurate? Does that have mark accurate?
Reloading
Going
left,
left,
reloading
going
left,
left.
reloading left. Left, ready to go, left.
We just countered their fucking flank. So good work, everyone.
Is that half down?
Below, right? Oh, fuck, I gotta load.
Still up,
God damn it.
still up. Flip us around left.
Alright, which marker
Yep,
is
left
accurate?
gun should see him. In that half.
Right gun's up.
Holy shit, that's a lot of dudes.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes down there. Right gun's ready.
Reloading left, reloading left.
Oh shit, below us. Yeah. Good bank. 3 o'clock. Go. Keep us moving. I'm suppressing that.
We got a helicopter on our left side. Helicopter, enemy helicopter on our left side.
Copy
Get
that.
out of here.
More accurate visual.
Contact right. Contact enemy helicopter right. We're taking shots here.
Copy.
Yeah, left side, 3 o'clock.
Like fucking hyper focused right now.
We need to scoot. I just got.
Dude, I just killed a
Get us
guy.
out of here, get us out of here.
It's insane. It's like Rising Storm. I finally got one.
Southwest.
Oh shit! Frag, it's
Keep us
frag, we're
rolling,
good.
Keep us rolling.
Get us out of here, get us out of here.
that have eyes
We're was frag. We're good. In the open on the right.
They had one there. It was pretty much destroyed. I'm bleeding.
We're holding here until Bradley comes here. Bradley, I'm currently orbiting an enemy fob. Over.
I'm hit.
Oh shit! They shot. The Bradley just shot down the
Get us out of
hit.
here. Get us the fuck
Excellent
out of here.
response, guys. Excellent response.
Ready for a hot drop.
Do we have supplies still?
Hold up. I'm gonna insert this dude real fast.
Yeah, go insert him. Go do it.
Which gun is
do it.
able to cover?
the
Which
butts
gun is
there.
able to cover as I dismount him?
Left is ready.
Right. Left and right.
Here we go.
Yeah, 12 o'clock.
Light up
Jump
the
out,
tree
jump
line
down,
left.
jump
Light
out,
up the
you're
tree
gonna-
line left.
Put us down. You're good.
We got friendlies in there, guys.
We're
Deploying.
flat. We're flat. Lower. Perfect.
Good,
Later,
go,
home.
go, go.
Need fast ropes, dude. Hella need fast ropes.
He still jumped out too soon, though. I think he hurt his ankle.
Yeah. It's really hard to get that depth perception when you're sitting in it.
Oh shit, there's actually a bunch of guys on squad 8. Left gun. I got a fire team out in the open. On the road. Follow the road, stay on the right side.
We'll see him
Contact
in the open. Left gun.
Got a Sandral,
I'm shot.
Sandral East.
Ooh. Just got a lat.
Hold on. We just got hit by a
shit.
toe over here.
Thank God the wires don't have
Oh, shit.
collision.
Get us out of here.
Oh man.
Kill this guy. You get him?
No?
Reloading
There's one
right.
on the
reloading right.
wreck.
Get us
There's
out
one
of here.
on
hit
the
him.
wreck. There's
I
one
hit
on the
him.
wreck too. There's one on the wreck, okay?
Yeah, there's like 3 of them at
Right gun,
least.
get ready.
Copy.
Alright,
Gun is
go.
loaded.
Okay, got the one guy.
On the left side of the wreck.
Oh, they're mortaring.
Still one guy left on the wreck. And I'm bleeding. Alright, we're clear
Okay,
for
I'm putting
pickup.
us down.
I got the guy on the front lines.
Okay, okay.
Go, Bradley here for defense.
Scout car behind us. Not good.
Yes, I hear it.
Oh yeah, he's behind us. Oh shit.
I'm dead.
Hey, I gotta wave off. I've gotta wave off
He's got
5.
us,
I'm
huh?
taking too much damage. I'm about to go down.
And a Spandrel. Okay, the scout car is clear, but we gotta get to elsewhere.
5, I'm waving
I
off.
think you're dying, dude. You wanna put us down? Okay.
We're gonna die.
Put us down.
I can't.
No, you
I
put us
can't.
down.
No,
We'll
we're
be
gonna die. We're gonna burn out.
Okay.
We won immediately as well. That's hilarious.
Damn, dude. That was a good game.
That's a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and a special thanks to my channel members. If you want to support the channel and get up to 20% off my whole game store, check out that blue join button down below. Speaking of game store, you can buy my favorite games and official merch at karmakut.com, so check it out. Looking for more content to watch? Try our last video here or sub on the right for future uploads. Finally, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.